stay tuned. I'm gonna show you the drone on what's going on.
So for a benchmark shot flight, we only need to fly for 2 minutes and 15 seconds to get enough GPS data to do all the corrections we need to during the post-process.
I'm gonna do everything in 2 minutes?
No, the flight will take longer than that, but say if we were doing a published coordinate system flight with no control, you would need to be within the waypoint mission for 10 minutes. That's to make sure this has gathered enough GPS data to have a long enough log file so that they can do the corrections they need to do. When we do a benchmark shot where you shoot them with your local coordinate system, we only need to fly for 2.5 minutes because we're on a known point. I use it as much as I can. This is my go-to survey drone.
Really?
Yeah, I love this drone.
That's not a drone. Oh!
Holy crap!
It's a drone.
How the hell does that This is the one that takes off vertically.
It does. It takes off. It sits on a I'll set it up so you can see what it looks like.
Oh!
We can't fly because we've passed our authorization at this point.
Whoa.
But I can show you.
Can you fly it like 100 feet?
Actually, well, if I did a lance, but I don't have a lance for it. I'd have to do a lance request.
Oh, wow.
How much is that?
It's a little bit.
Oh, just
How much?
A little bit more. 30, 31.9.
And who uses this?
Well, surveyors and construction companies. Yeah.
If you got big sites, you want to use.
Yeah, this is for big stuff.
Like what? But how big?
I mean, I can fly a between 350 acre site in one go with this drone. It's a good drone. I mean, I can fly it on anything from 5 acres and up, but it's primarily I would use it for a
It looks like it has its own like little Sony camera.
It does. It has a Sony RX1.
Oh, it is a Sony. I had a okay.
It's a Sony RX-R1 full frame camera. Yep. This is a Gen 1. The new one is way better in my opinion. But my Gen 1 is a beast. I can't kill it, so I just keep flying it.
You can't.
So this is the PPK antenna. It's now integrated into the hardware permanently. They don't have this flap anymore. Now you just see the camera, and it is a Sony RX1R2.
Wow, I knew it. I saw the front and I knew it was a Sony. 42
megapixels, excellent camera. So it's made for flying at high altitude and getting, high quality. So this is pretty common. Several high-end photogrammetry systems use a Sony RX1R2 DJI drone.
How much does one of these go for?
In the $30,000 range as well. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like Spider.
So a lot of people don't keep these. I kept these styrofoam guards here, but you pull the little styrofoam guards off and then you just stretch her out. Oh, sorry, this way first. There we go.
Can you fly that one?
Yeah, we can fly this one because it's recreational and we're going to stay under 100 feet. This is your battery box, which is also the charger.
Oh, so it's charged.
It charges and it's got wheels on it. It's just like a suitcase. Pixel camera with a 35mm
so it's still not done
lens.
being built. Oh, okay, got it.
Well, this has a built-in FPV camera though.
Okay.
So you don't need this to fly.
But it's just.
But I just want you to. Yeah, well, I want you to see it. Wow. This one also has navigation lights, remote ID, which is required in 2023 by law, and it has strobes.
Oh, look at that monster in the floor. It's me looking at you and you looking at me.
Anywhere we move our cursor after this is set up, you get a northern easting elevation just as if you were walking around with that rover on your site.
Got it.
And so your cursor now becomes your rover. And so if there's a spot you want to look at, like, oh, I need to go look at that, you can get the northern easting elevation, go find it on your rover and check it in person. So you can see this is a top-down view of what their site actually looks like. It shows that they still have a cut of 7,900 cubic yards. They have a fill of 4,000 cubic yards. It shows their site doesn't balance. So they're gonna have to truck some dirt in. No, it looks like out.
Out.
So they're gonna have to truck some dirt out. And
there's nowhere to put it.
There's nowhere to put it. And it showed
all the red is cut.
Yep, all the red is cut, all the blue is fill. We have more cut than we have fill, so they're gonna truck the remainder 3,500 cubic yards out. So this gives them an idea ahead of time of
what's it's going to cost.
Exactly.
The cost is important.
Or they go back to the builder or the engineer and say, hey, can we
need to balance this.
raise the site to get rid of some of this dirt on site?
Because that's way better than, I mean, because you can spread that over the site fairly easily, actually. And if you spread that over the entire site, you're not going to come up a lot. Laptop. So check these piles out right here. So say if these were a pile of wood, yeah, it's three-dimensional. It's all three-dimensional.
Wow.
So if this was a pile of wood and we did not want to include it in our measurement, we would come over to clean up terrain. We would find that spot. And we would build a polygon around it. Every time I click, it's taking a topo shot.
It's doing exactly what we have to do.
Yep, it's taking a topo shot every time I click, and once I close it, it averages those out and it flattens that spot. Even if it's on the side of a mountain, it will match the mountain perfectly. And so this is how and now so if I move it, you can see it's flat now.
Wow.
But you notice I went over the top of this pile, so it follows the terrain or the toe of that pile.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys something with this whole Trimble and all this stuff. What should be the role of Donnie or me every time we get to site? What should be the first thing we do in the morning?
So you should pull out your rover, you should check in. If you're going to be using your rover that day, you get your basin all set up, pull it out, check in. You should do it anyway.
When you say check in, what do you mean by
go over
a
to
known elevation?
A known elevation, so one of your control points,
just
set up on it, that's it. So what he did today was a check-in, but he had a little misunderstanding, but he's good now. He only needed to check in on one point. He recalibrated the whole site, which your site is extremely tight.
Okay.
It's very good, actually.
Okay.
So in the morning when he comes in, set up the base station, go over, which by the way, if you guys get your own setup, what'll happen is we'll come out and we'll set you a base pole. So you won't have to set up that tripod anymore. So you'll have a spot where you can just put the base up every day. It'll automatically detect that it's on its pole, and you don't have to worry with the base anymore.
A fixed pole.
A fixed pole.
A post in the ground.
Or we could do it maybe off the side of the building or something where it's above the building, you know what I mean? And so all you have to do is come in, plug in your base that day. It detects where it's at. It's called auto base.
Okay.
And it'll automatically start
I think I saw him with something like that next door. He had like a
that's just so you don't have to do the tripod.
So you don't have to do the leveling and make sure the little
with the
bars
tripod.
Got it.
Then once he does that, he'll get his rover and his data collector out. He'll turn everything on. He'll go over to a control point. He'll check in. Just like I showed him, 15-second shot. He just wants to make sure that he's within the tolerances. He was within 1600s. It was extremely tight.
Okay.
Also, I would recommend, and I think most people would, you set a benchmark for your bulldozer. Set a piece of rebar that's going to go down, a pretty long one, so it's not going to drop every time you put the blade on it.
Or if you know the corner of this.
Oh, he did. Aaron did it right here. So I put my blade there.
That's it. So every site you go to, you need something that's not going to move when you put the blade on it that you can check in on. I recommend you do it every day, because why wouldn't you? Dirt is money. If you move dirt wrong in any way, that's money lost. Yeah. So bring your dozer over here. It takes you 5 minutes to put each side of the blade on it. Make sure you're hitting where you're supposed to be hitting. Go to work. Okay. You'll be fully trained how to do everything. You'll be good. And then if it's something you get to a point you can't do it, you pull out your phone, you call.
Gotcha.
And SITECH is there for you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
SITECH is there for you. It's so good to meet you guys. I had a great time. And like I said, I'll upload this data now, and I hope we'll get it back this afternoon. If we can, I'll call you and we'll get something set up and we'll go over it. And other than that, feel free to reach out anytime. If you have any questions at all, just reach out.
You'll hear from me the most.
Please. The more you call, the better, man. It means you're actually passionate about it. Yeah. You're probably going to do well.
You can ask Aaron. It's like if I have him on my speed dial. I call him every day, kind of.
Call me, man.
Yeah.
Call me.
Hasta la vista, baby. MrHermers checking out.